So part 2 of my rant. So I've talked in the previous rant about my childhood and about my job giver, work giver, whatever company who I'm working for. I don't want to say the name of the company because I don't want to make a bad impression on other people because I simply don't want to say it. However, after my apprenticeship, I got this job, lay in metal part, push button, lay in metal part, push button, and for personal, it took me over 1 year to get back to electronics again. I was psychologically so down, it took me over 1 year to get back to electronics, and that's why I am today still back into electronics. I was building circuits again, and I was buying many wireless headphones. So this is a list: cheap wireless headphone, bad audio quality, very cheap, kind of expensive wireless headphone, better audio quality but not the best, and really good digital wireless headphone, but the digital ones have a poor range that's pathetic. Meanwhile this one do have a really big range. All of these headphones are license free in Germany. 40 MHz, around 40 MHz, 863 MHz, 2400 MHz. However, you can see the communications receiver here pointing to this wireless headphone. As you may remember from my childhood, I was making range tests with wireless headphones. I do that still today, but in a more professional scale. Meanwhile, I get 1500 feet with this headphone and this receiver. I rather get something like 4500 feet with this receiver, this transmitter, or this transmitter. I'm 27 years old, so why don't you have a girlfriend? I tried to find a girlfriend, but due to the way I am, due to the way I look, I'm not ugly, but I'm definitely not attractive. I have black rings under my eyes, and they are not because I don't sleep too much. They are simply there. No idea why, they are simply there. The last girlfriend that I had was in the 4th grade, and yeah, I'm still a virgin at the age of 27. Boys, you may laugh at that, have your laugh, it's alright. Okay, but due to the way humans behaved to me, I still have 2 friends, 2 buddies. One of them is currently living in the USA and working there. He does say he will come back to Germany, but currently he's in the USA. And the other friend is now has moved away 64 kilometers from here, and I see him once in 1 month. So I'm kind of single, kind of solo person, whatever. I live together with my parents. I still live in my parents' house. Yeah, you should move out, blah blah blah. But I pay for that. And when I come home from my shift work, there are 2 shifts, late shift and early shift. If in the early shift I come home from my shift work, where I have to get up at 3:40 in the morning. Yeah, remember that, 3:40 in the morning. I'm really tired. My mom gives me something to eat. My mom makes my pants, washes them, whatever. I simply want to live here, and my parents say, okay, you may live here. It's okay for us. I have a sister and a brother. My sister, which is younger, my sister, who is younger than I, already moved out and lives together with her boyfriend. And my brother also plans to move out, but he does not have enough money. He just finished his apprenticeship, and both of these, my sister and my brother, say they love their jobs. There are, of course, some troubles in the jobs. Maybe they are having stress with the other people sometimes, but overall they say, yeah, I love this job. It's my dream job. But going back to my childhood, electronics is my life. I want to say it like that, electronics is my life, and I wanted to develop transmitters, and now I'm working in a hall, lay in metal part, push button, lay in metal part, push button. I think you can imagine what I would say about this job if you're asking me if it's my dream job. However, since humans behaved to me not really friendly in the apprenticeship, and also I'm doing really hard to find contacts in today's times, and more over a process of many years, I'm more and more pulled back into my electronics world. I'm more and more pulled back and saying, oh cool, a transmitter, oh that's awesome, a transmitter, instead of saying, oh cool, a car or something like that, what normal people would say. And at the same time I also pulled more back into sci-fi and fantasy. I love this movie. It's a great movie. It makes me cry, I admit it. At the first times. Of course I watch sci-fi series. I have Avatar. Would also be a movie that I would show here, but I didn't want to put it out of my DVD shelf. And of course I play video games. I showed this one first, Mass Effect. Yeah, I have a girlfriend in this game, and I'm the hero, and there are aliens, and it's all awesome. And for those who would like to know it, I play the World of Warcraft super nerd. game. It has been told nerd game by the TV stations and stuff like that, but actually the sad thing is, you say, oh, it's a nerd game, but the people who play it are normal people. The people say, okay, I have to go offline now, I go play football with my friends. I have to go offline now, I will play basketball with my friends. They are driving in a vacation and say, oh, I'm on the sea, I want to dive, I want to swim in the ocean. These are normal people. I thought I will find a girlfriend in here. No, I didn't. I was finding a girl which visited me, but there's no more, let me say, connection between us. Also, seriously, connection. We also, as I said before, I'm still a virgin. Okay, the next thing I'm talking about is amateur radio. Guys, especially the Germans, why do you force me to make amateur radio? I got this magazine from the German Amateur Radio Club from my buddy. Wu has been, not forced, but he has been waffle, and he said, okay, I will make the amateur radio license, and now he is a licensed amateur radio operator. And he says, Steve, come on, make the amateur radio license. And I said, no. Why should I make the amateur radio license? An amateur radio now, meanwhile, it was other in the 10 years, 20 years ago. When I was a child, I had thought about making the amateur radio license, but when I was a child, it was like you will have class 3 license, which allows you 10 watts on 2 meter and 70 centimeters. Time moved on. Today, beginner's amateur radio license allows you nearly all the stuff the professional class A license allows you. You may transmit with 100 watt, you have shortwave, you have the gigahertz band for amateur television, all that stuff is allowed now. But what is not allowed? No similar like radio transmissions. I can make amateur television, but I can't lay in this DVD and broadcast this movie. Okay, there will be some interference with the law of the publishers of the movie, but already the company who does make the amateur radio stuff forbids it to transmit movies or radio similar transmissions. Also, I can't say, hey, let's make a range test of my radio. I will hook up my transmitter to my CD player and transmit some music and make a range test. Not with that. You may transmit over the whole world. You may transmit with 20, 30 watts or whatever on a special frequency. You can get hundreds of miles of range. But no fun, where's the music? They should at least make a limiting, say, okay, you may make your own radio station on a small part of frequency in the range of these amateur radio license frequencies, and you will have a limit that you may make a radio station, but only for 30 minutes and 1 day. So every day you may transmit 30 minutes your radio station, and then you may no more. So then it would be attractive for me. But now I have these two transceivers here. They are both license free, and with each of them, with this one I get over 25 miles of range if I stand on a mountain, and with this one, which is a CB radio and a long antenna, 1 meter 50 long antenna, which is around 4 feet long and 4 feet 50 long, I have gotten a range of 100 kilometer using FM. Okay, so why make amateur radio license? Amateur radio would register my name to the company. For what? For transmitting with 4 watts 60 kilometers far. Oh, my walkie-talkie goes so far, it's awesome, but actually I can't really do much more than talk into my walkie-talkie, and that's boring. I want a radio transmitter. I want to set up a small radio station. I don't really have time to sit down and moderate and say, hey, here's radio, whatever. I just want to do some experiments. I do experiments with RS stuff, range tests on legal transmitters like this. That's interesting to me, but talking into my walkie-talkie, imagine this would be an amateur radio transceiver. Talking into my walkie-talkie, having a range of 200 miles or more, it's boring. Therefore, okay, my bought walkie-talkie from eBay goes 200 miles. Okay, you are allowed to build your own walkie-talkies with amateur radio license, but barely anyone does it today. There are some operators on 80 meters, but they're always having the same topics. Oh, my tube amplifier. Oh, my 2 times 20 meter dipole antenna. Oh, it has 20 dB of whatever. That's boring. Sorry for that. I have respect for the amateur radio operators, but I'm not interested in the stuff for making a license. Okay, now let's head over to part 3.